When do you start applying? You will get recruiters who will tell you something different. You'll have TAP officers tell you something different. And now, given our current situation, I'm sure there's a whole new series of questions. So, Bob, you want to touch on applying and how do you start getting yourself into the application process?
The better your network, the more you're going to know the answer to this question right here, when to apply, because it might be a little bit different by industry, by job, and by timing. Like we said, right now, this is a very crazy time. So if you wanted to know when you should best apply for positions, the more people you know in that area, the better you're going to be, because some government, especially in the government contracting world, some government contracts are hiring now, some are not, some are on a pause, So the question, I know that when people say, when should I apply? Let me go ahead and answer the question that you're actually asking, even though it's not the question you should have been asking. If you want to know when should you put an application in blindly because you saw some kind of an application posted on the internet that said so-and-so is hiring for this, and you just want to put an application in, and when should you apply? I would say within 90 days, you could put something in there, and then the closer you get to your actual date, the more you can expect to be a viable candidate. If it's more than 90 days out, I wouldn't even expect to be a viable candidate because the recruiters know that the reason they post those needs is because they have a need now. You're going to plant those seeds for the better jobs through your relationships earlier, but by the time somebody puts it on the website, they're hiring for something now. So you can think about it that way. But again, that's just the application, and unfortunately, people focus on that thinking that's what it takes to get a job. Is they apply for the job and then they wait to hear type things. So 3 months and after that, before you get out is when you can start applying for those blind positions. But make no mistake, that's not the primary part of job seeking. So when you say, when should I apply? We're going to say, hey, you should be building your network. You should be talking to people, and the earlier the better. But at the same token, about 90 days out, you can say, no, I'm really in transition mode. I'm ready to listen to offers. I'm ready to discuss a specific role. And that's the way to look at it. When should you start discussing specific roles? About 90 days out. If somebody wants to talk to you sooner, more power to you. But that's going to happen because of your network, not because you just happen to show up and say, I'm looking for a job.